Today is Monday, July 24th, 2023. It is 10:11 in the nighttime, not the afternoon. I'm here in the office. I'm gonna work on some stuff here. I also wanted to record because that douchebag neighbor motherfucker is over there at his mom's house right now. I just heard him fucking passing by with his fucking car and shit, all loud as fuck. So I'm gonna be recording and see if he passes by again right now, because he always likes to do a U-turn and pass by here twice. So let's see if he does it, because this is what I'm talking about. But anyways, until that happens, I'll be working on my stuff here, which I need to do some paperwork. And I also wanted to make a video talking about my plans for my nonprofit, because I wanted to talk a little bit about that right now. It's fucking hot in here. And I have some time right now because I have some more in-depth plans, obviously, that I haven't I'll open the door. I'll be able to fucking hear it if it goes off anyways. Yeah, my plans have to do with my nonprofit, Karmic Quarks, which I have basically already outlined the whole mission statement for. I just haven't outlined or finished outlining every aspect of it yet, because I still need to go in and give the details for everything, which I haven't done yet. Mostly because I have to figure out exactly like how I'm gonna word everything, because I'm not sure. Like, I know basically what I want each department and division to do, and I know that I want you know, a certain outline for each of them, set up in a certain way so that they're basically all connected and helping each other, but yet independent and free of each other, free to be able to work at full capacity without needing to completely rely on another division for whatever reason. And I want to do it that way because I want to keep each division with an equal amount of power, so that it's not one division that has more power over the other, and when it comes to issues arising, you know, one of them has a higher advantage because of how it's set up. I want to make sure that it's set up in a way where every division is at an equal standing, so that whatever issues are arising within their division or within other divisions that they know of, they can be able to address that in a way where they won't be, their divisions won't be jeopardized in any way. Because I'm you know, I know I have this idea for what I want my nonprofit to be, but at the end of the day, it's going to be something that's out of my hands, and it's going to be left to the will of the people that are left behind to run it. So I need to make sure that it's got all the loopholes that people could use to, you know, to take advantage or take control of the nonprofit and use it for something that it wasn't meant for. Taken care of, you know. I don't want that to be an issue later, because my nonprofit, it's really like no other nonprofit that's ever existed before. It's a completely different type of nonprofit that's goal is to unite all nonprofits, like all of them that are actually doing their missions to a certain degree. At least that I would cap it personally at 50%, like that they have to be spending at least directly on the mission that they're trying to solve. I know the law, is at least 90% or something like that, but there's loopholes where you can get around that law, where you just pay fees and you don't have to give that much to your mission, which is why a lot of these nonprofits that exist out there, like the Red Cross and Salvation Army, like the bigger ones, why they don't really have as big of a reputation of helping people as they should with the amount of money that they get, because they don't they don't pay that whole amount that they're supposed to by law, the 90% or whatever. They, take a larger amount out of that, and they just pay the fees that they have to pay in order to not, be reprimanded in any way for that. So I'm not gonna try and change all of that. If people want to pay the fees or whatever, and as long as they're still, in my mind, putting 50% towards their mission, that's good. Like, they could be taking the rest, for their own profit or work, whatever, or to help build their organizations, because it takes money too to keep building and growing. So I think that's a good amount to like keep putting back into your organization, so that you could, keep doing stuff, but or keep, growing. Because I don't think that when you build infrastructure and stuff, like builds your resources, that it's actually necessarily, helping people. Not until you actually put those resources to help people does it, does it have an effect, does it matter. So that's what I count, is when you're actually helping people with the money that you're spending, not just buying more stuff to grow your company or whatever. So yeah, the thing I wanted to talk about for my nonprofit right now, because I've mentioned it before, how I had this idea for my nonprofit, but I wanted to first get my businesses in line, and that was way back before I even knew what business I was going to be doing, and what was going to be making an income. Before we even started pressure washing, I didn't even know that was going to be one of my businesses, but I always knew that I was going to have, several businesses lined up, and that my nonprofit was going to be tied to my businesses and other organizations, to help with its mission. And one of the ways that I was going to do that was with another it's going to be part of the security division of Karmic Quarks, but it's going to have its own like nonprofit is assigned to it as well. There's going to be different divisions of Karmic Quarks I've mentioned before: security, legal, medical, community, admin. Like, all the different divisions are going to have different organizations that are heading them, or that are assigned to them, to those divisions, so that Karmic Quarks is being run by a multitude of organizations, as opposed to just the nonprofit itself and just the people involved. Because there's no way to do it without involving other organizations the way I want it to be done. It has to have other organizations in order for it to be done, because that's the whole point, is to bring together all the nonprofits and people that are already doing the work that needs to be done out there on their own individual levels, and bring them together, so that there could be better coordination amongst everyone who's on the right path, to create the right path for everyone, or the path to evolution, I'll say. So So yeah, that's always been the plan for organizations and heads of organizations to be in charge of the different divisions within Karmic Quarks. And one of those divisions, the security, is gonna be, and well, that's gonna be one of my organizations that's gonna be a part of it. Obviously, each division is gonna have its own heads as well, that their own board members and people that are in charge that make decisions within those divisions. So that's what I mean when I say it's gonna be a nonprofit unlike any other, because it's gonna be like divided into divisions of divisions with subject matters that are put into their relevant divisions, and handled by those people only, and so that it's an organized structure that takes into account everything that needs to be taken into account and organizes it appropriately and efficiently. So yeah, the organization that's going to be there and the security is going to be, I haven't yet thought of a name yet for that nonprofit, but it's going to be, or it might be an actual business that I have hired security on, but it's going to be basically contracted individuals, contracted security workers, um, more than likely former military men and women who want to do something to help change the world to a positive direction. And they're gonna basically be the security for the groups, like the community groups that are gonna be out there going and talking to people, or the undercovers that are out there, the organizations that are out there undercover working to catch pedophiles and catch just corrupt people, or drug dealers, or whoever they need to go out and catch, whoever's causing problems in the world, that the police are doing nothing about. That's gonna be that sector of security. It's that basically my own police force is what it's gonna be. But it's not gonna act as a police force, because it's going to be more just like the muscle. There's not gonna be they're gonna be trained obviously to interact with people and help de-escalate situations and whatnot, but their main goal is not going to be like bargaining, or trying to relate to people or get them to join anything or any service we offer. Their only goal is just to put force in when it needs to be put in, if it needs to be put in. So yeah, that's one of the bigger aspects of my nonprofit that I have not yet fully written out or processed how exactly I'm going to be doing that. But yeah, that's definitely gonna be one of the bigger things that's gonna help really get my nonprofit to be taken seriously, because one of the bigger goals that I'm going to be tackling with my nonprofit is going after the corrupt establishment, the corrupt people in America that work within the legislative system, within the police forces, the LEOs, all of that. All of those people are going to be, if they think they're untouchable in the court because they know people or whatever, that's going to be handled by this department of my nonprofit. They're going to go get those people and hold them accountable in whatever way is necessary. Up to that point, I'm going to have the legal verbiage there to make sure that whoever is on these missions understands the risks and the possible consequences of going down a path like that, because we're going to be going after some powerful people. So I'm expecting people to be fighting back. So and it's going to come to that, because at this point there's there's no other option out there. Like, there isn't. We've tried to reach out to the political establishment, and it's changed somewhat, but there's still so much corruption within the government and within the Supreme Court now too, that it's just hard to really get them to listen to the people. Even though the people are telling them what they want, what we need, they're still not doing what the people want to do. They're voting against our wishes. They're, like, literally right now, Texas, I think, has voted already, and Florida, to ban the transgender surgeries on minor children. And I believe the federal court, a district federal court, has overturned that. And if it goes to the Supreme Court, the chances of it being overturned, or, you know, the Supreme Court agreeing with the district court, is very likely, because of the fact that they have an actual, or I don't know if she's transgender or what the hell she identifies as, but the stupid ass Supreme Court justice that doesn't know what a woman is and can't define a woman, that's, you know, obviously going to be a problem. And with a mind like that on the Supreme Court, they'll be able to sway others, I'm sure, if not with their actual minds, with money or influence. So, you know, the battle has to be taken out of the courts if that's how it's going to be. Just a corrupt system that's not going to be valuing the wishes of the people that it's supposed to be representing. So yeah, that's to come eventually from my nonprofit. I'm seeing already all the different organizations and people that I need to reach out to. I'm making a list of all those people, and once I get all the information gathered and put together, and I get my media marketing plan into effect, I'm gonna go full force with it and get it started, and really start to get on this mission of mine. Let's see. I hear that fucker come out of the door. Must have decided to stay the night, or turned around the other corner after all. Good, fucker. Fucking people piss me off.